a great day. Um, and if you were playing calls today, or you're doing, futures, you definitely had a great day. So, let's talk about DR. And if you were trying to do pure DR today, it's a little rough, and I'll tell you why in a second. But one of the things that I always keep an eye on, and I say this a lot of times, is sometimes you have to like mix up your strategies, right? So when do you switch over to some ICT strategies? Um, and one of the things I would say is I look at DR as my primary strategy, because that's my strategy, right? The 1, 2, 3 ladder strategy that I kind of created off of the overall DR approach. Um, I try to leverage ICT like fair value gaps and things like that as confluence for what I'm doing with DR, right? And so let's talk a little bit about that and see a couple of trades I didn't take today, and then the one I actually did take and how that played out. So again, today was just a rise up day. If you were bullish, you really enjoyed today. If you were bearish, probably not so much, right? So let's talk about DR. I left the buy side liquidities on here just because we just literally plowed through those today, which is not a normal thing that happens. We get to one and then turn around, but today we just kept going. And so, all right. So for DR though, we had about an 18-point range, which is not bad. I normally say we're about 16 to 20 points on DR on the average day, and so. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is I'm using ES again. Again, I told you, I think yesterday's video, I'm pretty much switching over to ES versus multiple contracts on MES. I'll be doing one or two ES contracts because that basically is the same as doing 10 or so MES contracts. But and then also the issue with the ES, sometimes it'll actually confirm where it takes MES, maybe another one or two candles to confirm based on the tick count. So anyway, so let's go today. Here's the thing, right? So if you look at what happened with DR, we got our range set here, all right? And if you notice, we went above IDR high, and we wicked up above DR high, then came and did it again, right? But we did not confirm here, right? So technically, if you're doing straight confirmations, that's not a trade that we're not ready to look at a trade yet because we haven't confirmed. Now, if you're doing DR and IDR in a fashion of remember anything between IDR and DR, when that candle closes between those two, that's kind of like a precursor to it closing high, right? And so if you trust that, then you can say, okay, well, I didn't confirm high, but I'm seeing indicators that we are going to confirm high at some point. And then we came all the way back down to look where we are, this blue line, which is our zero point 0.5 fib. Okay, so with this amount of a drop and this confirmation, because we had consolidation here, this is actually a legitimate place to put a trade in or put an order in, right? So once you drop down below this 0 0.5 fib, you can put your order in here on the 0.5 fib line and see if you get picked up. If you do a 5-point stop, right, your 5-point stop is down here. That was 4107. Your 5-point stop is down here at 4102. So you got some room to maneuver here. Now, I did not take this trade. I was actually on a call with my boss, and saw it kind of set up, but was actually we're on camera, so I couldn't look at this too much. And by the time we got off around 11:30, we had already made this move here. Okay, so if you got in here, again, that's an easy 10 points, right? Just had a straight up candle, just went straight up. Second candle went straight up, and you're getting out. You're in at 4107. You're out at 4117, which is right around here. So again, an easy trade. If you held it, you see what's happening next. Okay, and this is where we did confirm on this candle, right? We confirmed high on this candle. So what we're expecting next is a retrace. Okay, so again, it's the second place where DR didn't follow my exact rules. Okay, so price goes up, comes back down for the retrace. It retraces below that buy side. Then the next candle comes down and it touches that DR high line. Okay, I mean it's right on the tick for that DR high line. The problem is, for me, the way my strategy works, the ladder strategy, I need this candle to come down below that DR high line. All right, so that way I can put my order on the DR high line for it to get picked up when price moves back up. Okay, so that didn't happen, right? So it ticked on the line and it started just moving back up. So that's not a trade for me, even though it's inside this fair value gap, which is very very tempting. Um, I didn't take that trade. Now some others I know did who followed some DR strategies, but that's not the trading style I like. I like for it to come down and then I put my trade on, then it gets picked up on the way back up, right? So two places here we had some challenges today. If you're doing a pure DR strategy or pure DR play, right? No, not confirming here, and then not going below the DR high line here, right? Now, so where did I take a trade? At this point, I was assuming that DR would come. I mean, the price would come back down and eventually test DR and DR the IDR high again because you had this. We're still in this fair value gap. You had one right below it. So a lot of times what price will do is go up, it'll test it once, go back up, then test it again, try to get through it and then move back up. So I was actually waiting for that. And so, all this started happening. I'm going like, yeah, okay, no biggie. So when I saw this candle form right here at noon, and sometimes, 12 o'clock has been a interesting time. A lot of people don't like to trade during lunch hour. But I think somebody said at one point, like, the algos don't sleep. And so when this price just shot up this way, I said, okay, it's not going to come back. It doesn't want to come back down here. So I actually switched over to ICT strategy with this fair value gap right here. And I said, okay, I started testing this fair value gap. And so I actually put an order in right above this fair value gap. So I got picked up on this green candle here. Right around 41.24-ish, and and that's where I got my 10 plus points for the day. I'm not gonna tell how many points we got, but it was let's say it was a good day. I'll say it that way. All right. Now, if I had gotten in down here like I originally would have, that's 41.07. You look at where price ended up. If you can see it on the screen, but we went up way past 41.47. So that's a 40-point run today on this pickup. If I had gotten picked up here, if I had ordered and gotten picked up here, that's around 41.17. So that's a 30-point run. So I didn't get 30, didn't get 40, got something less than that. But again, no need to go into details on that part. But I'll just say again, it was a really good day. All right. So anyway, so that's kind of how the day went. Again, you see we blew past these buy side liquidity lines. Now, after the market closed, might not be able to see it here, but we had some earnings come out, and so prices started to actually went up, then started to come back down, especially with Amazon. So tonight, get ready to look at what the Asian market's going to do, and then I'll actually planning on getting up for the London market to see how that plays out. I haven't really done much with that in the last week or so, just because it hasn't really moved as much as it used to, at least for not last week. But I think we may have some action tomorrow. A being, earnings today, and then that being the last day of the trading month. Sometimes you get some additional movement because of those things. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, just to wrap it up. Not really true DR how I look at DR. Not really true DR plays here or here today. But again, opportunities were abundant if you were a bull. All right. So again, hope everybody is doing well. We made it to Friday, and so we're looking forward to a great weekend. And I will talk to you guys later.